Hey guys, it's Vulnerabilities with Mo. I'm Mo. There's been a lot going on, and it's been hard to really pinpoint exactly where I needed to start this vulnerability today. Um I've been going through what has felt like the final rock bottom. Like that moment, that pivot point where everything seems to be falling apart. Everything seems to be chaotic, dramatic, not in its right space, right? And just noisy, very nosy, no, nosy, noisy. Wow. And I had to really think about this because there's been a few things that have been quite triggering over the last few weeks. Some things have come up that really have made me feel like I'm back in survival mode. Some things have come up that's made me feel like I'm in fight or flight. Some things have come up that honestly I've been scared about. So I've been pushing certain people away. And while all this is going on, I'm also, again, still working on that healing I discussed. And I'm still working on myself and working on breaking some toxic traits. And not everyone's going to understand you. Remember that. Not everyone's going to understand your growth. Not everyone's going to understand the present you. Some may only understand who you were. Some may only see you for what you used to be, and they won't see your progression, your evolvement. Some may look at even so like some may even look at your cries for help as manipulative, or oh, that's the same old person, right? But truthfully, like anything going on in my personal life right now, or anything where I have cried for help, I've had to learn how to do it on myself this time. Because of my reckless behavior, I burned a lot of bridges. But it's also because of my kind changing behavior, I also gained new friendships and built new bridges. And so the old ones that are still smoldering in smoke may feel like a lost cause. But if I can look if I can look beyond the smoke and see the new bridges that are built, I will see that I'm really not alone. And that's been something very hard for me to see. Because I have definitely felt alone, more so in the last 5 years than I have had in the last 10 years. And granted, I've had to look at the other side of the coin and realize that though I wasn't alone 10 years ago, I still kind of was. I was surrounded by toxic people. I was surrounded not by the good people, by bad influence. And though it seemed like I had a community of friends, there was a lot of toxic behavior and traits that I was getting caught up in. And I recognize something in myself too in this time of understanding who I am that I never really saw coming. But as I've grown into understanding this toxic trait in myself, it's starting to actually make more sense to me where I've gone wrong. And I've actually been called out for it too. I recently learned about being emotionally impulsive. And it's a behavior that's almost like a fight or flight. Emotionally impulsive is you take any situation and it's easy to respond quickly and sometimes irrationally. It's easy to just get up and go. You see a bad thing, you heard something bad being said, you see a wrong action, and then instead of looking it over, seeing all the parties that are involved, it's as though that emotionally impulsive side of you like really goes into survival. It's like, oh no, I don't want to be a part of this. Oh no, it's not going to happen for me. Oh no, this is not right. And you immediately, it's like you go down a rabbit hole and you're like, okay, I need to back away. I need to not talk to this person. I need to move. I need to run. Or it's the combination of I need to run, but I also need to express myself and my emotions. So I'm also going to tell this person and I'm going to get loud about it. And I may cuss about it and I may sound crazy about it. I'm going to be loud and crazy, but then I'm also going to run away. I'm going to isolate. I'm going to go hide in my corner. I'm going to stay in my corner. That's emotionally impulsive. That's emotional impulsive behavior. And I recognize I am very much still that person. And something I'm still working on to break. Am I better about it today than I have been? Yes. Is there still much more of that particular trait of mine that I still need to break? 100%. You see, like, I have a really good friend, and I was about to break a pretty wonderful friendship a week ago because I didn't like how some of the actions that were being portrayed, alcohol may have been involved, came out, and I was like, no, I can't be around this. This is embarrassing. I can't do this. That was very embarrassing. You don't understand. I'm building a career. I'm building a brand. I'm building an image. I can't be around this, and literally like continue to spiral. That impulsive emotion continued to help me spiral. I was like, no, I can't do this. And almost in like a cat and mouse game, just like running after the mouse and like, no, I can't. I'm just gonna do. What did that do? Well, it didn't do anything. What did I do? Well, it started with me screaming and yelling at this friend for the actions that they portrayed. And then it led me to isolate for a few days and completely retract, that fight or flight. I went from fighting to the flight mode to then realizing even when I'm in that emotional impulsive behavior, I also drag all of my parties involved, or even people who aren't involved but just are friends. And so I'll start venting to friends about what's going on and where my mind is and all this. And I'm like, God damn it, no wonder why I sound fucking chaotic. Like, I'm constantly moving in a direction that really pushes me into drama. Because I'm the source of the drama. I'm the source of the drama. What? But it's true. I'm the source of the drama. I see something, I'm going to react immediately instead of seeing a bigger picture or analyzing it. Little things. I take it the next step further. But I realize that's something I've had to do for so long, and that's all I've ever known. Because coming from an industry, a sex industry, like myself, there isn't much time to analyze the situation. There isn't much time to overthink. There isn't much time for yourself to really understand the situation. You have only hours or minutes to know your next move or to know what's about to happen. And what I mean by what's about to happen is like, okay, a gentleman walks into your hotel room and you immediately can read his energy and his behavior to know exactly what's going to happen in that hotel room before it even ever happens. So you already push yourself past your comfort zone before anything gets uncomfortable. And you give yourself a different mindset. You completely take yourself out of the equation and you become numb. But any actions as well outside of that, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of drama, there's other girls, there's competition, there's hearsay, there's drama. And so you're constantly moving, you're constantly being in a space where there is movement, there is noise. And so that's really all you know for so long. Is the movement and the noise, and there isn't much, you don't feel like you have much control. Well, it's been part of me for a really long time. Believe it or not, this is part of me even before I got into the sex industry. I became emotionally impulsive, I personally believe more so now that I'm analyzing this trait that I have in me. I've been this way since my dad passed away. It was my way to cry for help, but no one had the knowledge to know that being emotionally impulsive as a child was my way of crying for help. No one could understand that my impulsive behavior, my lying, I lied a lot, was a cry for help because I didn't feel like anybody was looking at me. I didn't feel like I was enough. I felt like I lost my best friend and my dad. We lost the family business. We lost family on my dad's side. And it was just like this continuous collapse of domino effects. And I know I've said this before, but I really genuinely felt like no one was asking me how the fuck I was doing. Everyone's so worried about the money and the status quo and the things happening around me that I felt the only way that I could get any sort of reaction out of people was being emotionally impulsive. And I was a hitter, not to others, but to myself. I became bulimic, later would be anorexic. I like to harm myself. I never cut myself, but I like to hit myself. There's still a hole that's been like cared for, but it's still like there. Like I personally can see it still there. That I punched a hole in the drywall next to my bedroom door. This is when I was a child, and my mom and I were in a fight, and I just like punched it. I punched a hole right through the drywall. I started really understanding this whole emotionally impulsive side of me not too long ago, and it's been a very harsh, rude awakening. And I've also recognized I'm still doing it. Like with this really good friend. I tried to push them away. And I did. I tried. I talked it out with my other friends. I'm like, I'm pushing this person away. This is it. This is what I'm going to do. But that person could recognize that that's what I was doing. And instead of allowing me to go down that path, they stood up and said, no. They stood up and said, no, I'm not going anywhere. And you're not going to run this time. You're not going to be a brat and just run. At 32, that's really hard to hear. Don't be a brat and don't run. But the whole, don't be a brat, it's like, oh, you hear that when you're a child, but as an adult, you're like, I was really set back from that comment. And I guess, to be honest, I am kind of bratty. I am very passionate, and I'm very strong in my beliefs and my purpose, and sometimes a little too strict on myself. And sometimes I don't give myself grace and compassion the way I should. And this is one of those situations where I genuinely was in this moment where I wanted to escape. I wanted to push away. I wanted to be like, nope. I'm just going to go travel. I'm going to do me. I'm going to just focus on me. Like, nope. You're not going to have access to me. You're not going to have access to me. But if I continue to allow people to not have access to me, in my personal relationships, how am I ever really growing? How am I ever really evolving? For me, I've always been in fight or flight mode as well because I'm so used to everyone leaving. And yes, I have pushed people away so that they do leave, 100%. I'll be the first to tell you, my toxic traits have gotten in the way in multiple relationships because I was at a space of pushing them away, and I succeeded. And sometimes breakups, I pushed them away, but sometimes I would recognize after the push that, it kind of was a blessing in disguise that I did so, and I would continue to move forward. But sometimes the repercussions of me pushing away really did hurt a lot of people. And sometimes I feel like I've hurt more people than I have loved people because I'm constantly wanting that fight or flight mode of myself to be relevant. in me. But that's not going to get me anywhere, is it? And so to have someone in my life who I genuinely try to push away, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not having this friendship. I'm not, this is too toxic, but realizing that maybe I'm the toxic one. But also realizing this person was like, no, you can say whatever the hell you want. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Stop trying to run. And I know I've had friends and exes who have said that to me multiple times, and it never sunk in. I would still take the actions needed. I would still run. I would still be in that space where I was like, nope, just me and myself. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep being reckless. I'm going to keep making these decisions that are loud and noisy. I'm just going to keep doing it. That's always been part of me. It's always been something I've known of myself. I'm like, okay, I'm just a gypsy. So be it. But it was something about this. But it was something about this person that struck a chord very differently than previous friendships or even relationships. It was like when they said those words to me to stop running, stop being a brat, stop being emotionally impulsive. They said it in such a compassionate, kind way. At the same time, I could see into their soul when they were talking with me. I could feel that energy different. There's a different connection there. Something I've never experienced before. And I actually broke down and cried. I cried a few times in that evening. Because for me, I've been soul searching my safety for so long. And I have my moments where I know I'm safe. Like my bed is my safety net, 100%. My Stitch that I sleep with by myself. Yes, I'm 32 and I sleep with a stuffed animal named Stitch. It's also like a safety net for me. My dogs, my cat, those are my safety nets. Where I am right now in my kitchen dining room area, which is now my office. Where I am now, it's like also my safety. Like this home is my safety. Always had things that are safety to me that make me feel safe. Like this unicorn necklace was my daughter's, and she's on vacation right now, and so I've been holding her necklace safe by holding it close to my heart every day. That's safe. That's safe for me. But for a person to come into my life and be like, and make me feel like I'm safe with that person, honestly, that's never happened to me before. I've gotten close a handful of times, but never to a vulnerable space where I genuinely could feel like I could break down my guard, break down my walls, and feel vulnerable and safe until the other night. And I never thought in a million years I would get there. But I genuinely felt safe. I didn't feel this weight on me that I was still being judged for my past. I didn't feel this weight on me that I was on this pedestal a person would put me on because I thought I was just like great, right? But that pedestal would always make me run 100%. I have a handful of ex-boyfriends who would be happy to tell you that story of how I would break up because I did not like the pedestal. I did not like being on the pedestal. And so I've had friendships and relationships where I would just feel a certain way and I would get emotionally impulsive and take the actions needed to break up, move out, run away, isolate, cut them out with no explanation. I've done all those things multiple times over. So if you're listening and you know me of my past, I am sorry and I'm learning. But I believe that's like the greatest gift about this healing is like I'm in this like space right now where I genuinely feel like the universe is giving me so many different versions of life lessons back to back right now. And it's kind of overwhelming, not gonna lie. I feel very drained, but I'm also feeling like it's pushing me forward and helping me evolve and let me see my light. Like the shadow work I'm doing right now is intense. I don't know how I'm doing it some days. I don't. I don't know how I'm breaking these toxic patterns of myself or my healing, but I'm doing it. And it's slow and steady. And I went through a season too where I really felt like I was at the peak of my healing, and then I continued to crash till my face hit the pavement again, and I was back at rock bottom. I'm like, how the hell did I get back here? It's because I gave up again. And that's the thing, is like in your healing journey, it's easy to give up, but please recognize when you give up, like everything in the universe just crashes with you too. And you have to find that energy to rebuild all that again. And that's where I am right now. Is rebuilding that energy I have to move forward, to evolve, to build my own legacy for myself. And it's taking time. The past month really has felt like rock bottom in many ways. You know, at the beginning, it's crazy to think that at the beginning of this year, I was planning on getting married in August of this year. And I left that relationship. I didn't feel like it was right. And the more I've been on my own, the more I'm sleeping in my bed by myself, the more I'm in this quiet space right now where I don't have my 5-year-old running around the house creating noise. The more I have this silence, the more I realize I actually did make a really good choice for me. I wasn't emotionally ready for that type of commitment. And then when I ended that, to be honest, much of my past friendships came back into my life. And it made me realize that though that person was lovely and kind and generous and truly a beautiful, pure soul, I also was drawn to their isolation, which isn't me. And when I wanted to push out of that isolation, really put myself back in a space where I was being social and seeing my friends, etc., that was a big change for that person seeing me because they got comfortable for who I became for them. But that's the key there. I became something for them, not for me. And I think we all need to learn that lesson, that we can't become something for someone else. We have to become ourselves first. And the correct people in our life who are going to follow us, who are going to support us and love us, will continue to be on this journey with us throughout the highs and lows. And as we form into our purpose and become and work on becoming the best version of ourselves, recognize the community around you. I know I took a long time for isolation. I was very much feeling like I was in a space of love. And I was so happy for what the future would be holding. But was I really doing it for me, or was I doing it for them? And the answer I have found is I was doing it for them, not for me. And I broke a heart, and I recognized I broke that heart. And I recognized breaking that heart, I also burnt some more bridges. But I know the path I am on presently right now and where I'm headed is way more important. And sometimes you have to take that selfish act to recognize that you're in a growth. And that's where I'm at. Am I working on this emotionally impulsive behavior right now? Yes. Is there people in my life who recognize this trait that I'm trying to break and are standing with me and holding my hand to help me get through it? To help break this? Yes. Do I need to be called out when I am being overdramatic? Yes. Is it different for me? Yes. Is this healing worth it? Yeah. Every day I'm learning something new. Every day I'm finding new ways that the universe is telling me I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right things, that I'm creating the space that is needed for my life to thrive. And then there's days where I do get low on myself, depressed. I think about all the heartbreaks I've created. I think about all the bridges I've burnt, and I can sometimes spiral into a really dark, deep depression when I think about all those things. But I also have to start thinking, like, how is it going to be worth it for me to continue this growth, to continue this evolvement, to work on myself, continue with affirmations that are meaningful to me right now. For example, I do not chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. I do not chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. To me, this affirmation is my whole soul. It's like giving myself a warm hug every time I hear myself say it. I'm also having to remind myself how remarkable I really am. And I made a list of how remarkable I am. And I actually got the idea from one of my volunteer hours for a nonprofit. And we were talking about, being remarkable and what does that mean for us? How hard is it for us to tell ourselves we are remarkable? And it's pretty difficult. And I want to share those with you because I want you to do this evening. So I want you to write down, I am remarkable because. I am remarkable because. And then list the things that you are remarkable in. That you can see in yourself that this is why I'm remarkable. Because writing this down is just another step forward in your healing, in your spiritual journey, in your awakening, in loving yourself. So I'm going to share you my remarkable moments that I am so proud of me for these remarkable moments. I am remarkable because I'm creative. I have vision for nonprofits, for the future, for my growth, for my healing, for my family, and for my friends. I'm remarkable because I have an open mind. I'm remarkable because I have risen from the ashes time and time again, and I still get up and stand tall. I'm remarkable because I'm in a space to renew, evolve, and change. I am remarkable because I am breaking toxic traits. And I am evolving into the best version of myself, no matter how long that takes. I am remarkable because I'm a single mom. And I keep that weight. I'm the family. I'm remarkable because I am family. I am my own definition of family. I have to love myself first. That is family within my soul. I am remarkable because I'm in a space to pivot and transform. No matter how hard it can get, I continue to do so. I'm remarkable because I'm in a space where I know my purpose is to empower women. I am remarkable because I'm driving nonprofits' creativity and growth in the palms of my hands. I am remarkable because I am a survivor, and I'm damn proud of it. I am remarkable because I am an entrepreneur, and I'm damn proud of it. I am remarkable because I'm healing my trauma. I'm healing my trauma. I'm healing my childhood trauma. I'm simply healing from the inside out, and that is remarkable. I am remarkable because my voice can be loud. I am remarkable because of my wisdom. I am remarkable because I am a voice for other survivors. And I am remarkable because I'm breaking the stigma for survivors worldwide. Every morning I now read this out loud to myself. My list of remarkables for myself. As a reminder that even on my toughest of days, even the days that I seem very depressed and lonely, that I am still moving in the right direction. And I'm still becoming the best version of myself. And every day I can look myself in the mirror and know exactly who I am, and that's fucking brilliant. I never thought I would be in that space, ever. I've always played a character. Character in modeling, character in the sex industry, character as a girlfriend, character as a friend, character as a party girl, character as a DJ's go-go dancer. I've always played a character. Character as a bar manager, character as a bartender, and the list could continue. But they're all characters. They're not really me. They're just little spots of me, little pieces of my puzzle, but not fully me. Whereas now, I recognize that the healing and the work I'm doing, whether it's recognizing my toxic traits and working on breaking them, to recognizing my actions and decisions I'm making right now for my life, are all worth it right now because I'm breaking characters. I'm breaking the characters that I feel like have been me, and I'm bringing together pieces of a puzzle that is more in depth than just characters, than just these hats I put on. I'm putting pieces of the puzzle together that really are my soul and my heart and my mind, and I'm bringing forth a healthy mindset. And as I put these pieces of the puzzle together, I'm forgiving myself. I'm healing parts of me I never thought I could forgive in myself. I'm healing parts of me I never thought I could let go of myself. And I still have a long ways to go. But I know I'm getting better. And then I believe you can too. But it all starts with you. Someone can get you started, but they can't stay with you on this kind of journey. You got to figure it out on your own. It's up to you if you want to wake up every day and meditate and take your supplements and eat a healthy breakfast. It's up to you if you want to go to bed early every night, to keep a routine where you're up early every morning. It's up to you if you want to set down the alcohol and actually put a limit on yourself of how much you drink. It's up to you if you want to set down the energy drinks and cut out being connected to caffeine as part of your everyday routine of how you live. I mean, it's up to you how you want to cut out your life, the things out of your life that are not good for you. Are you a caffeineaholic? Are you an alcoholic? Are you emotionally impulsive? Is it easy for you to understand and be comfortable in fight or flight because it's familiar? And if that's a yes, I hope you start working on that. Because we don't need to live a life like that anymore. We don't need to be in a life of fight or flight anymore. Everything's up to you. Do you want that healthy mindset? You have to chase after it. No one else can help you do it. You can have a therapist, you can have a life coach, you can read the books, you can listen to the audibles, but it's up to you if you want to have that mindset growth, not me. Do you want to play more with your kids? If you do, set down your phone. Stop scrolling on social media. Even if it just means, hey, I want to spend more time with my kids, so I'm going to put a timer on the oven, not on your phone, on the oven or microwave. And I'm like, okay, 30 minutes a day, we're all going to set down our electronics and we're just going to talk. We're going to have fun. We're going to play board games. We're going to play card games. And we're just going to have this minute for us. Because you can do it. You can do it in small steps. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Sometimes things hurt. And I know that's hard. I'm not ashamed of my past by any means. I'm growing from it. I'll be the first to tell you of my traumas and my reckless behaviors and my toxic traits and my toxic behaviors and what I was addicted to and who I was addicted with. And I'll be an open book for you. But even when I'm an open book, it doesn't mean that I'm upset with myself. I'm really proud of how far I've come. And I'm looking forward to the day that you can look yourself in the mirror and realize how far you've come and be proud of yourself. And if you're there right now, congratulations. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling to be like, no, the noises don't matter to me anymore. The bullies, they don't matter to me anymore. The family members that still think of you as someone from your past that you don't even feel like you can relate to anymore. That's okay. That's okay. They don't get access to the new you, and that's fine. I know that's harsh, but this is a true reality. Only allow those who really want the best for you in your life to have access to you now. Fuck everyone else. Don't keep people in your life who are going to remind you of who you were. Don't keep people in your life who are going to poke the bear and bring up memories that you don't want to really feel or know anymore. Make the better you all the way around. Not just in yourself, but in your community, in your friends group, with your loved ones. It wasn't until just recently, and I mean recently over the last few weeks, that I really understood that my mom is my greatest support and cheerleader. I had a really dark day a couple weeks ago, and I called her, and I honestly was on the phone. I was like, I'm ready to die. I was. That's how dark the place was a few weeks ago. I was at a really dark space, and I was like, I'm ready to go. Mom, I'm ready. Like, I'm just done. And I know it's sad to say that. I have a daughter. I'm a single mom. Like, why the fuck would you say that? Well, guess what? I got triggered so bad. I went back to my dark space. I did. And it's okay to do that from time to time. And I was in that. I was like, Mama, I'm just ready to go. And you know what she told me? Get up and get outside. Go for a walk. Get your shit together. Go pick up your kid from school. It's going to be fine. Go for a walk. Don't do this to yourself. To hear that from my mom, for her to, it made me feel like she understood me more than I really understood that she understood me. Go for a walk. Get your head out of it. Smell the fresh air. And I did those things. And I also took a cold shower. And then I went and got my kid. And she would have never known that 2 hours before I got my kid, Mommy was in a really dark space, and I was sobbing on the floor, and I was yelling and screaming, and just like, I was done with the world. But I'm here. Because we can keep going. We can keep being the best versions of ourselves, even when we fall, even when we slip, even when we have days where our depression gets the best of us. We're human. We're human. It's okay. It's okay. Give yourself a little compassion and grace. You're doing a lot. You're moving, you're grooving, you're healing. You're taking care of others. You're taking care of your friends. You're taking care of your family. You're taking care of your kids. You're putting food on the table. You're keeping a roof over your head. You're paying your bills. You're going to work. Give yourself a little grace. Give yourself a little grace. I will see you all in a few days. Thank you so much for listening, and have a beautiful day for you. Yeah. Bye, guys.